Today, believe it or not, boys and girls, defense against the chainsaw.
Guys, pay attention. Got another video for you today. Guys, today's video, Shion Johnny is actually doing the video. But I'm going to talk about the topic of the video. The topic of the video is, what would you do, or what can you do if somebody has a chainsaw and they're coming at you? Now, that's not something we pulled out of our behind. That was a request by one of the viewers. One of our viewers was in the park, I guess, jogging, and a guy came out with a chainsaw. Turned out to be a mentally ill guy, of course, but he had a chainsaw. So he asked me, what would you do? He said, I couldn't think of anything other than if I was boxed in to just go for his legs. But here's the problem. You try to do a sweep of some kind, and you're sweeping from the front to try to slide in the sweep. The chainsaw is in his hand. When he bends over, that sucker is running. And it just touches you. It's going to eat you up. So I had the discussion with Shion Johnny. And I said, Johnny, had somebody call me up and blah, 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 blah. And Johnny said, you know, Professor, I got a chainsaw. I had to buy one to do stuff around the backyard. I said, oh, really? I said, why don't you do the video? I said, do the video. We had a discussion on it. And he said, okay, let me see what we come up with. Because here's the reality. Number one, run. Run. Because if a person is coming at you with a chainsaw and they're coming straight at you, it is going to be almost damn near impossible to deal with. And if they're going from left to right, it ain't nothing but, like Johnny explained, a number one or a number two strike, which gives you some kind of a chance. But you have to overcome the fear of the sound of that chainsaw, because that's the human element. So Johnny's going to break it down. And I want you to leave your comments, because there isn't a hell of a lot you could do. Number one is always run. Number two, I would suggest always have some kind of a weapon on you, or mace or something. Because if the person who was running had a mace, a canister, like we call a little shotgun canister, mace goes up to 12 to 15 feet, the good stuff. So that guy with that chainsaw, if he's 12 feet away, you could just let that mace go while he's coming at you and while you're trying to move left or right, and they're chasing you. Hey, let that mace and pepper spray go. So, if you have a knife, now I know most people who carry a blade, they can barely use a blade, but open it up and just throw it at them. Throw it at them. It's a metal piece of metal that's coming at their face. They have to maneuver and duck away. That'll give you enough time to, when they duck to the left, you go to the right. If they duck to the right, you go to the left. It'll give you a way out. Other than that, leave your comments. You tell me.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it to Professor David to explain to you guys why we're doing this today. But we are doing defense against the chainsaw. Couple of things about the chainsaw. First of all, if you don't know, and there are a lot of people who've never used one, until recently I've never used one. There's a reason we're not filming this outside, because in Colorado, a lot of people with guns in their cars, and I don't want them thinking I'm coming after Sensei Troy with a damn real chainsaw, and some good Samaritan puts one between my eyes. So we decided we're going to do this one in the dojo today instead of being outside. That being said, because of the way that the weapon works, you got to know how does every weapon work before you can start discussing how the hell do I defend against it. First things first, you got a couple of switches here that have to be kept. You got to have the click on this, whatever the hell this is called, I don't even know. There's a button, and then you trigger it, and that's what makes it work. If you don't do that, it doesn't work. So all of those boxes have to be checked for it to work. Second, you have to understand that when you start running it, there is a centrifugal force that goes with the blade that goes around it. So it's not just like a stick, it is actually pulling you all over the place. So you have to maintain a really steady hold of this. This becomes really apparent if you ever try to do it with one hand and let it go, you'll feel it twist you because of the way that the chain is moving. We've come up with about 2 different ways that are realistic for this to happen. And the first one, let me back up for a second. First of all, dude's approaching you with a chainsaw, run. If you don't run, you're probably as nuts as he is. This dude is not playing with a full deck. Make sure that you understand that guy is emotionally unstable at best. It's in my best interest to get the hell out of here. But if I was locked in a room and had to deal with it because the door is behind the dude with the chainsaw, there's a couple of different ways that I would expect based on body mechanics that the man would come at me. We've had a discussion with some guys who've got a little bit more experience than I do. I would use it like a jab. So as I'm sitting here running this, I'm gonna jab at you with it. These guys who got it a little bit more into the genre of the horror film say that it would look more like this, where the guy's gonna come down with number 1, number 2 strike. If you look at the way that the chainsaw is set up, I got a top hand and a bottom hand. It would be the equivalent of a baseball bat. It's gonna go over the shoulder that the handle is on, not on the trigger. Because this way turns my body in an awkward angle. It'd be like trying to swing a baseball bat with the grip upside down. So it's gonna come here, and then I have the force of the handle to bring it through. All right? My way, with the jab, coming at you this way, is infinitely more difficult to deal with. It's almost like a boxer. When we do defense against the boxer, we talk about how difficult it is to deal with that jab because there's no committal. We want to work off of that overhand right because it's easier because his body is committing to the attack. This is kind of the same thing. As he's working with the jab, I'll be honest with you, I haven't found a way to get past that. It would be a more defensive movement. This would be more along the lines of, you're a police officer, you're going to arrest the guy, he's in his garage, and he's like, oh yeah, come on, I'll fucking chop you up. Okay, I was wrong. You don't need to pull this back. Well, now I do. No, I don't. I don't know what this thing is for then. Screw it. So, the guy is here, you're trying to encroach, and he's like, come on, come get me. Not necessarily as an attacker. The attacker, the guy's crazy. He's coming, I can kill you. And he's gonna give you the window. All right, so we got Sensei Troy coming in now to help us, and we just came up with something as we were discussing off camera. He said, if I'm gonna swing it, go ahead, I'm gonna swing it this way. I'm not gonna swing it with that leg forward because the body mechanics are off. So again, as I was talking about earlier, it's gonna mimic that baseball swing where it's coming from that back side and across the body. So I'm thinking that that's what we're gonna end up dealing with. So the good news about this is the more insane he is, the bigger my window of opportunity is gonna be. Like I said, if he keeps it out in front of him and he's just doing shit like this, boys and girls, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. There's no way you're getting out of this without losing a limb. No way. I guess if he was holding it like that, my only thing maybe is that I would try to push the machine back. And again, please don't tell me, oh, you're gonna get your damn foot cut off. Yes, I know. But I'm not gonna stand there and get hacked to death either. So, if the man is coming in with what we decided is probably the most likely attack, there's a couple different ways you can deal with it. So when he's swinging, I want to get eyes going away from me. This is nothing more than our number 2 strike. It's our number 2 angle with the close hand, and number 1, go ahead, swing it please, and number 1 with the rear hand. So it's a 2 with the right and a 1 with the left. Well, we'll do what we do. Get off the line, change that vision. Yes, I want to make sure I do not, once I do this, don't start pushing like we do in the hit drill, because he'll swing that shit back around and come at you. Yes? I'm gonna go double up, triple up, whatever it takes to make sure he's down. So when I'm here and I come here, I'm going back of the head, and break his leg. All right, so when he comes at me with what I think is gonna be the most common attack, that's gonna be too close. Look at the body mechanics of it. Dude, Troy, if he comes in this close, does damn near all my work for me. because now I'm on the inside of that weapon. So it's probably going to be a little bit more distant, so that he's making sure that the blade is coming through, down, and through the body. If he goes crazy and steps crazy, he's helping me. So when Troy was saying, well, I'm going to try to get you back, and then come. And he's right, because while he's jabbing at that thing with me, I'm going to be trying to move back. It's going to be really hard for me to stop doing this and then go that way. For those of you guys who are familiar with our gun defense, very difficult to be walking backwards and all of a sudden I'm going to jump forward. We don't like to do that. May not have a choice, but again, best case scenario, there's no good scenario here. It's all bad. The man is going to swing that thing, and I'm going to shoot that vision. Now, I can't just shoot vision and go low. I can't just shoot vision and push, because he's going to swing that thing around. Guys, please trust me when I tell you, if that thing is moving, and it does that, you're screwed. Like, it just touches you. So we can't allow that to happen. So once we're going to change that vision with that inside hand, I'm going to come over, and I'm going to get behind him, and I'm going to keep pushing his head down. So that his head stays down, so that that body mechanic can't work in that circle to bring that one back to me. Once I get that head down, I'm going to snap his leg. If he's on a knee, crack it again before you can get that thing around. That's about all I got. That's about all I got. Like I said, hope that he's insane. Hope he's insane and he's not thinking about how he wants to do this, because the smart way to do it is for me to take this thing and just keep trying to shove it through your body, because that's going to be hard to beat. That's going to be really hard to beat. Guys who understand combat sports, they tell you the number one tool everybody got to have is a jab. There's a reason for it. I can control all of the distance. So hope that Mr. Nutjob Leatherface decides he's going to do this and make your life easier. Okay, so again, run. The dude's walking down the street with a chainsaw. I don't know why you're still on the same side of the street. Guy's walking down the street with a chainsaw. I don't care if it's one-handed, and he's, Billy Joe Lumberjack. I'm going to assume that he means bad things, because there's no trees downtown. You haven't cut out the south. The city will have a problem with that. So I'm crossing the street. If for some reason, again, I can't get out, what I need is something I can put between us. Preferably something solid, whether it be a tree, car would be awesome, because as you guys who have a little bit of experience know, hit metal with that thing and it kicks back. So that couldn't hurt. But I'm going to use a planter, whatever, because he's going to start jabbing at me. As he's jabbing at me, I'm going to start looking for a way to stay around the car. And we'll do the big brother, little brother thing, where we're running around the car where big brother's trying to kick the little brother's behind, and he's just ditching around the other side of the car. That's the best way to handle that, if you don't just run like hell.